I'm Ken Whiting, and this week on Paddle Tales, I'm continuing to explore the beautiful Lake Guntersville region. I'm heading to one of the landmark sites on the Tennessee River, the Painted Bluffs, and then I'm getting surrounded by thousands of furry creatures. This episode of Paddle Tales was brought to you by NRS, Aquabound, Wiley X, and Kayaking. Well, we got a great first taste of Lake Guntersville yesterday from the water level, but there's no better way to see a place than up high. And so today, this morning, we're getting a bird's eye view of Lake Guntersville before we hit the water again. And the Lake Guntersville State Park is basically a mountainside that overlooks the lake itself. And on the top of the lake, you have the Lake Guntersville State Park Lodge, a beautiful lodge, but you also have the home for Screaming Eagle ziplining.
So our longest line here is about 2,100 feet. You get a really good view of the lake as you're going. You're on there for about a minute, and you're roughly 250 feet in the air, so if you're afraid of heights, then this is a good way to kind of get over your fear of heights, a good safe environment to face those fears and have a good time. With those long lines, you want to change up the riding position, so you don't want to just sit like this. You need to be as aerodynamic as possible. So you're going to lean back like that. So try to get your back parallel to the ground, knees up, and just ball up the entire time.
There is absolutely nothing natural about this. Woo-wee. This is where a little bit more slackline practice would have come in handy. How long is this next one?
Give or take 2,000 feet.
2,000 feet. Sick. Oh, I'm stuck. Nice.
All right.
You got me good. I got this. You want to go for a zip line? Want to piggyback? No? Okay. Cool. Look at this. Guntersville from a different perspective. The bird's eye view. But it's going to be more awesome when I'm 1,000 feet out on the zip line. Here we go. Now it's the grand finale, the longest to the fastest. See ya. Well, I could handle every day starting with a little zip lining. But when I say start, I mean start because there's a lot more days still left. And so it's time to hit the water. Back on the water once again, and we are on the Tennessee River just below Guntersville Dam, and we're on the move to check out the Painted Bluffs. This is a place I've heard a lot about, and I'm looking forward to seeing it in person. The locals say, oh, you have to see this, you have to see that. And Painted Bluffs here on Lake Guntersville is one of those places. I don't know how many people told me, you have to check out the Painted Bluffs if you're here. The Painted Bluffs get their name from the pictographs that were drawn there 600 years ago. But the bluffs themselves, it could be called the Painted Bluffs without the pictographs because it looks like these walls of rock have been painted. There's such beautiful, beautiful colors in the rock that come from the minerals leaching, the different type of rock. It is a spectacular face of rock. All right, let's see if we can find some pictographs. What I wasn't expecting is that just walking along the bluffs was going to be as magical as it was. You've got these beautiful rock faces that stretch up hundreds and hundreds of feet, and these little miniature waterfalls and water drops tumbling hundreds of feet, and you can just track them, watch them coming down. And it was a beautiful sunny day. The way the sun was glinting off of the water and the rock wall, I mean, you really couldn't dream up a more pristine setting. Well, we're starting to find some. Here's one right here. I can't tell what it is, but that, you know, that seems to be the case a lot of the times. It's not really about what you're seeing. It's about someone was here and telling a story 600 years ago. That's what's so cool. Although the Painted Bluffs is one of the primary things that I wanted to see today, the Hambrick Cave is the main objective.
Hambrick Cave is one of several thousand caves in the area. It's a limestone cave formed in ancient oceans from millennia ago. But this cave is now home to bats, and it sits right on the water level with an easy view from the water level. And as bats are coming out of hibernation, they're going to go off into the night for their hunts. So they're going to be emerging from this cave every night at sunset. And that's what we're going to get to see today.
The idea of thousands of bats swarming around me is, I'm not sure if ziplining at 55 miles per hour is more or less nerve-wracking.
Well, they've been known to get over 60,000 bats coming out of these caves.
60,000?
Yeah.
Can you guarantee us 60,000 bats today?
If you can count them, I'll wager on it.
Fair enough. When you enjoy a sunset like this, that's usually like that's the climax. But in this case, all it really was a really cool event that preceded the main event, the bats. This is really, really cool. It's like being surrounded by a bunch of little miniature fighter jets. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode of Paddle Tales. What a way to end a day on Lake Guntersville. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, make sure to give the video a thumbs up, and we'll see you again soon for another paddling adventure.
you.